Sarah's in Washington. My parents are in their late 50s with no retirement or savings, and they have debt. If they got serious about paying it off, they could be debt-free in 1 year. My mom works part-time as an in-home caregiver. She makes very low wages, but says this is her Christian ministry. That is very noble, but I feel she's putting their future at risk by not taking their situation seriously. How do I talk to them about this? Well, it's difficult to get someone to fix a problem if they don't think there's a problem. And so one of the things you can do when you're trying to discuss with anyone is just try to explain the problem. What does retirement look like? If you keep on this track, where are you going to be? You could get them a copy of Chris Hogan's book, Retire Inspired, as an example, and start the conversation. What does retirement look like at the track you're on? If you keep doing what you're doing, where are you going to land? And most of the time, people are fairly aware of the fact they're going to be broke because they're heading towards broke. Now, add to this, the equation, though, this chemistry, that it is your mom who didn't ask your opinion. Likely doesn't want your opinion. As a matter of fact, you might be the last person on the planet that she would take their opinion. Parents have a lot of trouble taking the opinion of their grown children. We call this the powdered butt syndrome. When someone has powdered your butt, they don't really care what you think about money or sex. Most of the time. Sometimes there's an unusual father or parent-to-child adult relationship where you can actually speak into it. But most of the time, there's a whole lot of background music when you're trying to have a discussion there. All the past and all the memories and all the things. So, your email sounds pretty judgmental. I don't think you're wrong, but if you use that tone with her, you're probably going to get nowhere. So, couple things you can do. One is you could just ask questions about where they think they're going to end up. How's it working for you? It's kind of a Dr. Phil moment. How's that working for you? The second thing you can do is talk about not them, but you. Mom, I used to be really scared about retirement. Dad, I used to be freaking out about our debt. And now we've gotten on a plan. We've paid off this debt. It looks like we're trending towards being millionaires when we retire. We're heading in that direction, and I can actually show you the math. It's pretty fun. We're having a good time over here. I used to be doing some dumb stuff. Now I'm doing some smart stuff. And you just no one can really argue with your story. So you tell your story, the power of your personal testimony. Tell your story. That's about as good as it gets. And the most you can hope for is that he or she will say, wow, I wish we could do that. And you say, well, I think you could. Or, would you show me how to do that? Absolutely, I'll show you how to do that. And then you can get into the discussion. And I would probably not even address what she does, making low wages as her Christian ministry. I would let her come to her own conclusion on that. You might be looking at the thing and go, if y'all made a little more money, you could do this. If you made a little more money, you could knock this debt out. As soon as you got that knocked out, you'd be able to do this. And you could retire with dignity. But you're going to have to change your income. What would you do to change your income? And just ask questions. Don't go, Mother, you need to get a better job. That is not a Christian ministry. You're just wussing out. You don't need to say that. You're thinking it. You might actually be right, but don't bring that up. Let her come to the conclusion. A lot of you guys come in, sit down with your wife and go, we're going to get out of debt. We're going to sell your car. That just doesn't work, people. But if you get her on board on what it'll be like to get out of debt, she may come to the conclusion, hey, I need to sell it. We need to sell my car. And now that'll work. But you got to set situations up where people realize they've got to do things. And if you're treating the symptom rather than the problem, you're never going to get there. So, tell you, it's a pretty low probability for adult children to have successful conversations with their parents. It's very unusual. It takes a lot of little seed planting, a lot of little moving, but you definitely cannot be a bulldozer through the front of the house. It does not work. You might get by with that with your best friend, but you're not going to get by with that with your mother.